Hello, everyone, and what's up on Swinger Games? We are here on this lovely Saturday night with our wonderful capital. Before we begin, please remember that the views and opinions expressed in the podcast are those of the podcast hosts and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Taylor University and its Arts, Film, and Media Department. So to get us started, I'm going to hand you off to my co-host.
Hello, everyone. This is Mimi. Welcome back. We have had a great spring break, and now we're back. So one little fun update. The games are starting this week. So we have the Reaping scheduled this Sunday at 3 p.m. for any of our listeners who would like to join us and show up. We will be having the Cornucopia a couple days after that. And so that is the start of our games.
Yeah.
So you guys should join. Let us know if you need the link. If you do not already have the registration link, you can find us through our Instagram, our YouTube, or our website. And today we have several of our Capital members here. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
I am Josiah. My in-game name is Webmaster. I run the website, etc.
And you're the game maker.
Oh yes, I'm a game maker.
Hello, I am Heidi. I am the head game maker, and I do a lot of the technical organization stuff, and also, managing challenges, making sure people's health and everything is at the right level. A lot of the boring back end stuff, but it's fun.
And joining us in person for the very first time.
Is this the first time?
This is the first time
Oh
she's here
my
in person. Every time
goodness.
it's been over the phone.
Yeah.
So crazy.
I'm Lydia. I am a retired game maker. I am a retired game maker here because nobody can get rid of me. And yeah, I did a lot of the head game maker stuff to begin with. Was kind of part of the messy process of fine-tuning some of the rules, which is a task that Heidi continues to this day. And
Go, Heidi.
I like watching people fight each other.
It is very fun.
She is the creator of them.
Yes.
So
I am.
Yes. Lydia is credited and actually is the creator of these games. We love it. It is so much fun.
Yeah. And if you've heard us mention or heard her on the show before, you'll know her probably as Kronos.
Mm-hmm.
For reasons that I don't begin to understand.
What?
gee, I don't know. Maybe you asked everyone to kill you. Anyway.
Multiple times.
Yeah, multiple times.
Multiple times, and then resented everyone for killing you.
I remember a different version of events, but
I'm sure you do.
I remember the version of events in which you killed a bunch of people who trusted you without them realizing it.
oh, now I remember. That's why I'm called Kronos. Yeah.
All right. Today, we are starting off with talking all things capital. It is a lot of fun. We are sort of the hidden background. You don't see us out there with swords all the time. But at
I will
least
be.
most of the capital has been a tribute at some point or another. So let's start with the history of the capital. How did the capital form?
Well, when I was putting the first games together, we knew we needed a couple of people to kind of run behind the rules and reviewing footage and putting footage together. So originally, actually, there were 5 game makers, which is way too many. And we just mostly bickered about minor rule changes to throw at people over the days, and it has evolved into something much more cohesive. But really, originally, it was me tracking everything, and then everyone else putting the recap videos together. And we had sponsors at that point. Were just kind of anyone who lived in Swallow who wanted to participate in that capacity. So pretty humble beginnings. And then I guess Josiah can talk a little bit about how that evolved in the second games.
Let's see, how did it evolve in the second games? What happened?
You guys got costume upgrades first.
Well,
True.
of course.
Yeah.
The capital must wear vests is something that I've noticed
what?
over the years. The game makers normally, at least 2 game makers wear vests for the reaping ceremony, like throughout all of them.
I unfortunately will not be wearing a vest.
I never did either.
Well, Josiah and I are the two. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're meeting the quota.
And a couple of the other ex-game makers wore vests.
Was it, I always forget his name.
Harrison?
Harrison.
Harrison.
Yeah, and then Grace wore a vest because she was a game maker.
Yeah, she did. I remember that outfit.
But in the second games, they narrowed it
There's-
down to 3 game makers, which was a lot more practical, as fun as it was to have everyone on a team. And then relegated the people who did fewer rule change items to other capital roles other than game maker. So that was the biggest evolution in the second games. And then you came on board in the third one, right?
Yeah,
Was it the third or the second?
Third.
Yeah.
Sponsor for the second, game maker for the third.
That makes
No,
sense.
no, I was.
No, tribute.
I
Were
was
you not?
never a
You were
tribute.
You were never tribute. You and I are the ones who have never been tribute.
I haven't
Yep.
been
You
a
haven't.
tribute.
Wait,
I've
weren't
never
you?
been anything other than
You
game
were a game maker
maker.
for the third games. Yeah.
Because I've been capital.
Right. It
That's
wasn't really the second games when I was a sponsor. That's ridiculous. I never feel like that was the second games. Yeah, second games I was a sponsor because that was my freshman fall. I found out the games were happening about 20 minutes before the reaping,
Yeah.
and
This is the third games. There you are, game maker.
wow.
It's so lovely having a resource where we can just check back on everything that we have questions about.
Yeah, Josiah just
Speaking
pulled
of.
up the old website. Thank you, Josiah.
Yeah.
Thank you, webmaster.
Shout out to
Um,
go look at the website. Just be careful when you type in Swanger Games.
Yeah, watch that autocorrect.
Try typing the URL instead of Googling.
Yeah. But yeah, the second games, I found out they were happening like 20 minutes before the reaping or something, and filled
I
out.
remember this.
I frantically filled out the form while running to the reaping, and like I think most of the people involved did not know me at that point because it was my freshman year.
I did
Just a
not know you.
baby.
Like
Oh,
none of
little
you knew
Heidi.
me, but you all let me do the thing, and now here I am.
Our glorious
That's-
head game maker.
That is kind of how it works half the time. Like random people who we don't know just show up and then suddenly they're in charge.
It's kind of awesome though.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of, you could show up to our raping tomorrow at 3 p.m. in the courtroom at Ayers.
If you show up to the reaping, you have to be registered if you want to be reaped. I know we act like it's randomized. It's not randomized. If you don't register, we're not going to reap you. So please register via the website so we know you want to play.
Or at the very least, message one of us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bare minimum, send us an email. You all can find
Or
our
talk
email.
to
It's
us.
easy. Talk to us. We're around on campus.
We're
For
pretty
carrying a
noticeable
sword.
people.
Yeah.
In general, just in our normal demeanor, we're very noticeable people.
A lot of people seem to recognize me around. Like, come talk to me if you want to play. It's fun.
We're found near Rupp. We're normally near Rupp.
Pretty much all of us can be found in Rupp on any given day. We're in that building a lot.
Or Josiah.
Or Josiah in wherever you are.
Josiah, where are you on an average day?
Usually just my dorm
Okay.
room, because usually when I walk by Rupp, I don't see any of you.
Do you have classes?
I have classes.
So go
Wouldn't
knock
you
on
like
random
to
doors
know?
on Foso until you
Oh
find
Yeah.
my gosh, it's like
Go
a
find
camp
Josiah.
Go
target
find
this
Josiah's
year.
dorm, wake him up in the middle of the night if you want to play in the Swanger Games.
That would actually be the most.
It-
That would get sponsors on your side.
That
I would
would
find
work.
that extraordinarily hilarious.
The audacity.
But-
You would probably. I
Would
feel
your
like if somebody
roommate-
actually did that and then joined, they would get points. They should get points. For
Probably.
that.
But
For finding
Game Maker Challenge.
I mean,
Fuck.
it's
It
not
has
that
to be
hard
during
to
the
find
night.
me.
It has to be in the middle of the night if you want the points.
Yeah,
We're not doing it if you go during open hours. That's lame.
yeah, that's.
You also
cheating.
might get injured, but you know.
It'll be fine. You'll
Josiah.
survive.
Are you gonna pick up a weapon for the first time?
Whoa.
You know I have
whoa.
a sword.
Oh my gosh,
I used
you
it during
do.
J term.
Right.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Slay.
I'm,
Go
I'm just
Rebellion.
putting it out there. Hard for him to enforce a rebellion mechanic if you show up in the middle of the night while he is disoriented.
Hey, I didn't go to bed until like 7:30 this morning.
AM?
That's sad. I'm sorry.
Why?
Ow.
Foso had a Sweet War last night. There was movie marathon Sweet War. We
Go
watched
to
like
bed.
5 movies or something,
Oh
Is it
my
like who
word.
can
That's
stay up the
wild.
latest?
and it wasn't necessarily good movies.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's actually so much worse.
Oh,
Yeah,
what
that's
movies
sad.
were
Did-
they?
Well, we started with the Minecraft movie.
Oh, that's a bad start.
Then we watched
Poor
Star Wars
Minecraft movie.
9.
Oh,
They
that's
should-
awful.
I didn't know there were 9.
This is what the
Then we-
Capitol do while you
At some
bleed and
point-
die for them.
We
by the way.
we watched a movie
Entertainment.
about the book called Flatland.
Okay, wait, hold on.
I like
which one
that.
did you watch? Did you watch? Sorry, that was really loud.
No, you're both
Did
okay.
you watch the 2007 animated one by
It was
Erlanger?
animated.
Did you watch the good one or the bad one? There's a
It's a
good one
good-
that's one of my favorite movies. That's not even a joke.
This one?
Please be the bad
Is
one.
this the good one? You watched the good one.
I
Okay.
love. Everyone
Plug
else
the good
hated
one.
it, and I loved
It's
it.
actually a really, really good movie. That's
It
not even
is
a
a
bit. That's one of
fever
my favorite
dream,
movies.
but it is
It's on
fun.
my Letterboxd as my top 4.
Isn't it more fun when it's a fever dream?
Oh,
it opens with a Bible
especially
verse.
because we were watching this one at 4 a.m.
Oh.
It literally opens with a Bible verse and then goes on to be one of the wildest movies. There are random interstitials with there'll be random intercuts of just a screen with text on it, being you should remember this. It's relevant later.
Love that.
It's such a good movie.
So
This is not
yeah.
even a bit. Go watch
Yeah.
Flatland. It's incredible.
So if you wonder why your Capital members are slightly deranged, it's because this is what we do in our free time.
Okay, this
good
is
movie.
the only time I'm gonna stay up anywhere near that late this semester.
That's
L.
unusual
I hope
for
so.
you.
You mean you're not up in the middle of the night every night? That's
mean you
crazy.
didn't
I go to
spend
bed
half your
at
semester on the
least
couch.
at 2.
Bro is gonna lose the college student competition to see who has the worst lifestyle that everyone does.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
tell you right now, I'm
I
not
go to
winning
sleep.
this because
I
I've been
sleep.
going to bed so early.
Yeah.
Huh.
I sleep pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, weren't we talking about the third games?
we were
The
talking
third
about the evolution of the Capital
Yeah.
and how
Oh,
now it's like a
yeah.
3-person game maker squad, and then we have
Sure.
a myriad of sponsors and mentors.
Of varying levels of involvement.
A very-
involvement.
True.
Definitely the fourth games is where mentors came in rather than just sponsors. So I'll give some background on sponsors specifically, unless you want me to wait till later, because I know that's a
Keep going.
question you
And
had.
sponsors have been a huge thing we've worked on evolving over
Yeah.
time because it's been so
Yes.
messy trying to figure
To
that
begin
out.
with, it was literally just I gave everyone in Swallow who was not a tribute a deadline to register by, and at that point they had, if they registered as a sponsor, they had a certain number of points that they could give out, or a couple of items they could buy to tributes of their choice, and that was it. In the second games, that evolved to being they had to hide code words on little slips of paper and hide them in places for the tributes to find.
I remember going to the library and having to use a Dewey Decimal System to find a note
remember
card.
that too. It was a lot. It was always so scary when I had to, because that was the semester I was a tribute. I would have to go into Garrig lobby where there were a bunch of people who wanted to kill me living in that building.
Ah,
Good times.
there's a bunch of people who wanted to kill you
So-
living in every building.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Lobbies.
But
are
it kind
dangerous.
of became a little bit harder to just give points directly to someone. There were a little bit more stakes involved. And then in the third games, we took it a step further where you didn't have to hide the code word, but you did have to set a challenge for tributes to complete, and you could give them the code word associated with the reward once they had completed that challenge. But that meant that if you issued a challenge, anyone could complete it.
Which
So
I
if you're
think
like-
was honestly a great way of doing it.
It was a good way to kind of
even the
help-
playing field.
Yeah, to make sure that everyone had the same, because not everyone
Yeah.
really wants to spend as much time networking with the sponsors. So that was kind of the evolution, and I believe
Yeah.
the sponsor role has pretty much stayed there since then.
It's
Is that
been
right?
it's been pretty close to that.
Yeah, it's still pretty much that. I think sponsor challenges are personally more fun than the hiding note cards, just because it gets people more involved.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
We don't really do sponsor points anymore. You can just, if it's a good enough challenge, you can do it, even if you don't have to keep track. Which does make it harder to balance, but I think these games will be better in terms of that. There were too many med
Yeah.
packs last time. Goodness gracious.
Well, even when they had points, it was hard to balance because a lot of the sponsors didn't even actually put out any challenges. They just were listed on the website,
Fair enough.
and
Yeah.
didn't do anything.
I also really enjoy the challenges more than the other systems because I've seen and I've played with the other systems. Not necessarily the first one as much though, but I do enjoy challenges. I vote we bring back the challenge. We eliminate the rule that you cannot have a challenge be go get this person food or bring me coffee. I think we should bring that back just because I want to use it.
You could like buy people rushing at you with
so
the coffee.
many sponsors were literally just like, go get me coffee and you'll get points. And it was all of the challenges for a couple of days. But I think
Well,
it's
half your
fun to see
sponsors were
the
theater
evolution,
people who were
though,
in
because the first time that we ran it, it was just like people would just text me. We didn't even have all of the stuff that Josiah runs now with the website. People would just text me things. Terrible idea. Don't do that. People would just text me things. So they'd be like, give 10 points to Autumn, which, first of all, insane number of points to be able to give someone at once. So we had to change that in the future.
15
The maximum
points on
is like
someone's
20, 25 points depending on the semester. So people would just message me, do that. And that's not nearly as fun because then you can just get your friends to give you points, right?
Yes.
So then the second games, it was a little bit more entertaining because you could try to give Autumn 10 points, but you can also have 5 other tributes trying to take you out while you're going to get those points. And if they find it first, they can enter that code word. They can steal it from you. So that was a fun evolution. But I like it now because now it's more like, okay, go stand up in the middle of the stew and sing a Disney song start to finish, and you might get a med pack.
I did that to you guys.
Yeah, and then you never gave us our points
I
because the
could not.
cornucopia happened.
True.
Or not the cornucopia, the finale.
Whoops.
My personal one of my favorites was recreating a movie scene, and this was
that was
before
hilarious.
before the rift between Autumn and I for the whole rebellion thing. We were like, let's team up, and we filmed both the scene from Princess Bride where Inigo Montoya comes up and he's like, haha, and the other guy just runs away, and then we did the Star Wars. What is it? Revenge of the Sith. I have the high ground.
It was in our living room, and it was like you. Was it you and Chelsea?
No, that was Chelsea and Kay.
That was Chelsea and Kay, and one of them was
Fourth
standing
Games?
on our couch.
Yeah.
And it was at they filmed this at 9 a.m. I woke up to them filming this.
The one that Autumn and I did was just so funny because this was at 9, 10 p.m. at night at Euler. And it was just in the rain on the steps behind Euler.
I was just screaming wordlessly.
With no arms going, ah!
Hilarious. We got some great stills from that. But I feel like you guys should also talk about how the mentor role evolved in the last game, because that's
really
new.
It was...
It's a title.
The
it
mentor
doesn't
role
really do
will
much.
maybe do more things these games.
I would hope so.
Hopefully, we had ideas for what it was gonna be, and then I think we got a little busy, and there was just so much other stuff happening in the games, and we were like, and it didn't really happen.
What was the idea?
It was what it was gonna be was they could pick a favorite tribute, and they would get early and they would get quieter.
Sorry, no. Just make sure the mic is pointed in front of you.
Like this.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
great. It was gonna be they could pick a favorite tribute for their district, because they'd have to pick a district, and then they could send them early information about stuff. We just never gave any of the mentors any information.
Well, the thing is, I did send mentors information, and it didn't work very well.
Secret about it.
I just want to point out he never sent me any information. It's almost like people didn't trust me, even though I didn't even have the option of winning. I'm just pointing that out, but to be clear, I'm not salty about it or anything.
Totally.
And I don't
Definitely not.
I don't ever bring it up.
In the Game Maker's
or
defense,
anything.
the need for mentors kind of completely died when the rebellion just was like, okay, we're doing this now, and
Yeah, no, it made sense for it to, but it was kind of fun still. I was a mentor when you guys launched that, and it was still fun to give strategy advice to.
Yeah.
I had a couple of districts, and I would just give them general strategy advice, or hey, I know this person is going to go do this thing. Was it of limited use to them? Yes. Did I have a good time? Yes.
Who was it that told the FOSO boys? Was it Harrison that was like, who was the mentor that was like, don't go to this duel? Literally everyone knows you're going
Oh,
because
I'm
you
not
announced
sure.
it in the general.
I
Don't go.
They got massacred.
I was gonna say, I remember one of the mentors just started feuding.
It was Caleb.
Feuding with his
It was
district.
Caleb.
It was really funny.
Caleb did that.
He was like,
It-
I loved reading the chat.
It's a bad
afterwards.
idea to tell everyone where you are headed next time. Do it over DM. Also, if you're actually doing this, be extremely cautious. This could easily be a trap. Be prepared to run at any moment.
If you
It
you
went
look at the
poorly.
timestamps or whatever, after that message is sent in the general, you see, okay, I'm going to this location. Let's do it here.
There was some really funny Discord conversations last games. There were some crazy ambushes also.
I loved
It
being
was
like,
so much fun.
Nick, we'll give you a matcha for the location of this. And Nick was like, yep, sold.
It was so good. It was really
You
funny.
can buy the capital. You can easily buy information with food with this group.
I opened my phone to a new notification one day. This was after Josiah had set the rule that they could get points for hitting me if I was not in the state of Indiana at the time that I was hit. And I just opened my phone and there's just this new group me I've been added to that's called Assaulting Lydia.
Once again, we are not affiliated with Taylor University.
It's friendly assault.
It's
I
consensual.
think they tacked on consensually to the end. It was like Assaulting Lydia consensual. And I'm like, guys, my mom reads over my shoulder randomly. You cannot.
Consensual assault.
I still cannot
I
believe
did
that.
in fact get hit by a sword like 15 times.
Yeah. I'm still
A lot
so
of
mad that Matthew beat us to doing that because we literally told you first. And then he goes and sends us videos like, hey guys, I'm in Michigan today.
Watching that happen was so beautiful because I was just like doing my normal day, and then someone was like, "Hey, by the way, a bunch of people are driving to Ohio to fight Lydia," and I was like, "What?"
Fucking
Lydia,
Ohio.
That's
Lydia has
amazing.
been killed in 3 different states
Yeah,
for the games.
we're gonna keep expanding it.
Yeah, we are.
What state am I going to next?
Michigan, baby.
We've already done Michigan.
She already
Oh,
died in
Wisconsin.
We did
Michigan.
Michigan. We did Ohio, Illinois.
I could get killed in a different part
Come
of
visit
Michigan
me in
because
Illinois.
you guys don't know my new address.
You
I
have a
vote
new
Illinois
address?
because I'm from there, and I think you should get killed in the state where I used to live.
I still.
Fair enough.
Go to the UP.
Yeah, let's go to
Everyone
Illinois.
Go to the UP. Everyone go to the UP.
It's actually really lovely up there.
It is.
It actually really is.
I still think it would be so funny to go to Calvin and have the fear of someone showing up with a sword. Would that be good for the Calvin people?
No.
Would that be good for our jobs?
You
I don't
literally
know.
can't get into the conference either. though. You'd have to purchase attendance in order to get in and kill us. So if you want to spend $150 on the students,
It's
ticket-
more now because of the deadline.
Oh my gosh, you're right. It's like $175 to $200 just to whack me with a sword. Then I'm not even gonna be mad because that's like a concerning level of dedication. Nobody should care that much.
You know someone's going to though. You know someone would. If you open that up, you know
If
someone's
I find
going
out
to.
you spent $200 to hit me with a sword instead of just donating that to the Capitol for cool T-shirts to be printed or something, I'm going to make it my life's mission to ensure that you never win the games. Just putting that out there.
Hey, it's supporting the literary world.
We should support literature.
Wild.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Actually, for the undergraduate reading, I thought about reading No Longer Sheep, and I was like, no, it's not the right place for this. It is slightly too long, also, which is a shame.
So sad.
Oh well. Back to Swanger Games.
Back to Swanger Games. We kind of delved into this already, but the role and function of the Capitol, both in the games and outside of the games, because we do things when the games aren't happening.
Yeah, we
true.
do. I have had a note on my phone for the last pretty much since the 4th games ended, of challenge ideas for the 5th games. And I'm excited to roll some of them out.
Yeah.
Occasionally, Heidi will just get a Discord message from me that's just, hey, what if you made the tributes do this? Wouldn't that be hilarious?
I cannot wait to
I
start
take them
issuing
into
challenge.
consideration.
Okay, one of my challenges, I've been saying it since the beginning of this podcast, I want everyone to have to carry around an egg, raw egg, all day, and have to take care of it.
It's in my notes app, okay?
like it is my son, okay? They have to take a Sharpie, draw stripes on it, and take care of it.
I think
How-
specifically it should not be optional. I think it should
Wait.
be like a mandatory thing, and if they break it, they lose points.
Like the mandatory, you have to come on the podcast at least once during the course of the games.
The one podcast
the
episode.
one podcast that would be during the games.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
All in here trying to kill each other.
No,
Oh,
no
no.
weapons
Oh, no.
allowed in here.
Yeah.
But before and after.
You can bring
That's-
your weapon in,
That would be
but you're
unfair
not
to the
allowed
rest
to
of
fight.
Horn.
The rest of Horn
Horn was
filmed us while we
already-
were being massacred.
I was gonna say
True. The
Horn
rest of Horn is,
kind
Horn
of-
is fine.
kind of just got to sit in the front row to watch some absolutely beautiful battles unfold. You guys did get kind of humiliated by Foso, but that's okay.
Hey,
We also got humiliated for the entirety of the rest of the games.
Yeah, imagine walking to your death by literally announcing, "Hey guys, let's all go fight the Mutts who literally are all ganged up in one area, know that we're coming, and have agreed to only fight us because they have either sworn an alliance with or have been defeated by everyone else who is not Foso."
So the Mutts, that's a fun function of the capital that got introduced in the last games.
I would love to talk about the Mutts because they're
Go for
maybe
it.
my favorite thing that we've done,
Go,
like
talk
mechanics
about it.
wise. So the Mutts, what the Mutts was we contacted people who had died, mentors and sponsors, and we're like, hey, do you want to be a Mutt? If you are a Mutt, we will give you a set of time where you can do real damage on tributes. And there was like death mechanics where they could only die to one tribute at a time. So if someone didn't want to be attacked by the Mutts, they had to defeat all of them in battle, which was so much fun.
Trigger
it was just
Happy
great.
Calvin was interesting.
It was amazing.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
I fell in love that night.
You did
Yeah.
fall in love.
You
That's
did.
When
That's
got
how
your
you got your husband. That's how we got the regime.
That's how our new,
was beautiful.
definitely
Hail
not
to
dictatorship
Yeah.
regime.
This wasn't is a werewolf tiger. Everyone should know that. That's dope. And yeah, so the back end's reason that the Mutts happened though was there were way too many tributes leading up to the finale, and we were like, we gotta kill some people. And we were like, what if we had Mutts? And it was just, oh my gosh, it was
Because-
beautiful. I loved putting out the Mutts alert in the Discord, being like, oh,
Truly
there's
wonderful.
howling in the distance. Everyone beware, Mutts are loose for the next hour. And it was I loved watching my friends who weren't tributes just unleash their bloodthirstiness. I was reminded of why Nick isn't a tribute. It was all so beautiful.
Nick is absolutely terrifying as a tribute.
Oh yeah.
It's not that bad.
He is so scary.
It was pretty terrifying knowing we would have to fight each other.
It was a lot of fun because I hadn't picked up a sword in the games yet, and so I got a little taste of blood on my sword.
I love the mechanic that was like, okay, guys, you have to have a mutt interaction today, or else you start losing points. And Ben,
Oh, and that
sweet little Ben,
Yes.
goes,
Sweet.
that led to one of my favorite clips from the last games, which is just the video of Ben running up, shooting Nick in the back, going, what did he say?
He yells,
Mutt-
"Mutt interaction,
Yes.
bye."
And then you just all you hear is Nick go, "Hey!" And then the video cuts off, and it's so funny. It's one of my favorite videos. It's so funny. It's like perfectly cut off. It's hilarious.
I mean, yeah, Nick is legitimately, we've said it before on this podcast, but I'll say it again. Nick is legitimately the reason that we have stricter rules about what's allowed as a weapon.
Yeah.
Because he was terrifyingly good at turning anything into a weapon, like just efficient enough that it was one slip away from being a genuine problem.
He is why mobility aids are not allowed to be
Mobility-
weapons.
Yeah, did watch him like almost beat people to death with a fictional death with a mobility aid. So
Are you sure it was fictional?
I was starting to question. I literally
Autumn
gave
is
Lucas
saying
like
she got
a
very
30-second
injured.
head start to get in front of. I was like, this is actually, I can't actually watch this happen. You have a 30-second head start before they're allowed to follow you, because it was also Jess. Jess was terrifying.
That's
Anyway.
why I think if this wasn't had an official weapon, like, in the regime that he was known for, I think it would have to be the cane. Because what would be more terrifying than just being bludgeoned to death by a cane?
Yeah.
Like,
It's scary.
it sounds awful.
I fought him for fun, and it's scary.
The duel challenge. Was
But Nick is
rough.
also good with just like any sword type item.
True.
Yeah.
That too. He is legitimately a good sword fighter. That's not even a joke. Like you sword fight him, and he's pulling out like actual sword fighting tactics. It's very intimidating. Like I fake dueled him with something and got destroyed.
I just remember, I think this was in the first games, when he just mildly went, yeah, you know, I took a stage combat class, so I learned some things, and said it
Did you say fourth or first?
first. I think
It would have been the
I think
fourth games because he didn't take stage combat.
He didn't take it until later.
I thought he had taken No, because he did do stage combat before the first games, because our theater's production of Macbeth, everyone did sword fighting and combat.
Oh, okay, so it wasn't
Couple
like a
years
class.
later, we then had our class.
Okay,
but
okay.
he had done some
So
sword
he
fighting
had done
stuff.
so he was it was like, yeah, you know, I did some stage combat for the theater, but said it so mildly that it sounded so
He's
so
a little
like
guy, but he's terrifying.
right. It just sounded like, oh, that's cool. He might know some
Don't tell
fun
him I said that.
choreography.
I have to
And
see
then
him in class.
Just seeing it in action, he just started like fake like whacking me like to demonstrate it, and I was like, I would be dead right now as a tribute. It would be rough.
Yeah. No, so one of the challenges in one of the previous games was just Heidi. No.
What?
I just got quoted.
That literally wasn't even married.
Who said that? I just assumed it
That
was
was Autumn.
That was
Autumn. I see you in the corner there.
I mean, the quote doesn't say who we're talking about.
good.
Definitely didn't just text him.
Speaking of Autumn, I'm so sorry. I hate to keep harping on about like the terror of Nick and the cane, but it's seared into my mind forever. Since Autumn is here, I feel like I should also mention the time that she had to fend off said weapon with an umbrella, and I was just watching this cane like repeatedly smack the crap out of this umbrella. I was like busted up beyond recognition by the time they were done fighting.
Umbrellas come to the games to die.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't bring an umbrella you care about, which I feel like should be common sense, but yeah, they are a bad shield. You just shouldn't depend on an umbrella. But if you're going to, please use one you don't care about.
Slightly fine for Nerf bullets, but unfortunately, once the Nerf bullets are out and it's sword against
Claws?
against claws,
Yeah, umbrellas
it's
get
not super
demolished.
effective.
Umbrellas
I
do
don't-
not survive.
Before we
Swords
move
do
on
not survive.
to any other questions, I feel also we should bring up the whole dueling challenge from the last games,
Yeah,
which
I
was
was about to.
yes,
Yeah.
where you could duel Nick for points. And how many people? I know only like 2 or 3 people actually won,
I know.
and
Autumn
so
and I,
almost
People-
everybody tried. Like it was actually kind of wild.
I think it was
Nick
like
has joined the
2
chat.
people won, and one of the people won twice.
Yeah, I think
And
Ella
that was
won twice, and one other
it.
person did once,
Mm-hmm.
and so many people tried.
anyone want to let in our
It's
Swaziland
impressive.
we're talking about?
Josiah.
Oh, is he downstairs?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, someone go. Yeah, Josiah, that's on you, dog.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
Autumn is
Okay.
going to go get our lovely
Oh, yay.
Swaziland.
The Swaziland, Mr.
Yes,
Swaziland.
Mr. Swaziland will join us soon. Oh,
We all love
I
Mr.
really hope
Swaziland.
I don't kill him.
Mimi, he's gonna walk in and just hit you.
Oh,
Probably not. I don't know if he's listening. I don't know what he's been doing.
No idea.
I do want to say that Mr. Swesident was Caleb's name. Swesident can be a title,
That's
sure.
true.
But
Swesident,
Mr. Swesident was Caleb's name. He had
True.
that outside of Swanger Games.
That's fair.
Oh,
Mr.
true.
Swaziland.
That's his
and Caleb.
nickname in another Discord server as well.
Sorry, Mr. Swesident is not a Swanger Games specific
No.
thing? Well, I knew Mr. President,
Wait,
but I
what?
didn't know
Mr.
Swesident.
Swesident was is used external to the games. Sometimes other people outside of the games call him Mr. Swesident.
I did not know
so
this, but that's
funny.
a beautiful
Interesting.
way for Second Swallow to live on, I guess.
Speaking of the Swaziland's of the past, I have run into our original Swaziland several times this week alone.
He's never escaping.
And
this.
he
He's
has
always-
friends.
He just visibly wants to walk in the other direction whenever he sees any of us.
He doesn't though.
He doesn't, though.
He engages in conversation about this specifically, and there was an instance where he was talking to my hall director, and so my hall director was like, "Oh, hey, Mimi, what's up? Yada yada." Like
He seems
does.
very invested in
He's
this.
very invested. Our hall director asked me to send him the links.
I don't care.
It's like, I told him, I literally,
My
I told
bad.
him this whole time, you guys didn't hear this, but I messaged him, I'm like, I know you have the chicken gun, the Minecraft chicken gun, and I know you're going to shoot me with it, and it doesn't count if I'm expecting it. And he just did it, but I was expecting it, so it doesn't count. I was not caught off guard. Anyway, continue.
Lydia got shot under the desk.
Okay,
Okay.
shot is a strong word.
She got shot. I'll use strong
I
words.
took a gun.
I knew
cocked
it was having to do with
And then I
weapons.
shot
No
it.
weapons in the.
I know,
no
right,
weapons
right.
in
That
the
was why I
studio.
did it under the table, because
Good.
there's nothing
This
down
is
there that can get
classic
damaged.
capital corruption, okay?
Says you.
Okay.
Yes.
Back to topics.
We can grab
Our
another seat.
lovely
You are capital corruption.
Our lovely Swesident has just joined us. Would you like to say hi?
Hi.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Message from the
A
capital.
word from our Swesident.
Hi.
Yes. Essentially, the original Swesident is now friends with my current hall director, and now my hall director is. I don't know if he's concerned or if he's genuinely invested, but he asked if there were any recaps of the games that he
Oh,
could
joy.
watch. And so I told him I would send him the link, which I did at like 1 a.m. last night. It was just a random email that said, "You asked for this link," with 5 Ks at the end of link. And it's just a link to the main page that says, I have main page, then YouTube, and the link. And that's all the context. There's no more context.
I think he will have a great time if he goes and watches the video
I
with
agree.
June in it.
I agree.
I thought so too. I told him
In
he should
which-
invite June to the reaping
Yeah.
because I invited June
We
to the
told
reaping.
them they should both show up to the reaping. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Call their names, surprise them, reap them.
we told them they could be tributes.
Yeah.
We're like, Caleb, you want to be a tribute? And he's like,
goes,
That kind of, this whole thing ties into the whole faculty challenge that we did too, which was one of my favorite things. Yeah, the academic weapon challenge, which is when you get a picture with or of a faculty or staff of Taylor holding your Swanger Games weapon. Bonus if it's like a video.
yeah.
But
I love the
that was
faculty
super fun.
challenge.
The entire English department has been forced to watch recaps, just so you know.
okay, but they have
shout
also
out Dr.
participated
Dayton,
in it.
who thought it was funny.
I just love the fact that I went to the English department. Dr. King walks by, and I said, "Hey, Dr. King, do you want to stab and or shoot me?" He holds up my gun and my spear, and she goes, "Can I stab you?"
I
Without
love
any
Dr.
hesitation.
Dr. King is an icon. We love her here.
Yeah, and for viewers at home, the video of Academic Weapon is actually on the YouTube. A lot of our challenge videos aren't, but that one is because it's amazing and everyone should see it. Go watch it and see if your favorite prof is in it.
They get dispersed throughout a couple of the videos,
Th-
but
there
that
are
is the
some
only
of them
one
that
that
just
is.
haven't made it in.
Yeah, which we should do that. We should do all of our little challenges.
Medders,
I still have all
Medders
the
was
videos.
one of the best ones.
Yeah,
It was so funny.
slay.
I actually I left my sword in the room that Medders was teaching in one day, and apparently he did keep picking it up and swinging it around during class. So I unfortunately was not in that class and really needed my sword.
I love that the day I was walking by the upstairs of Horn, and the room, the computer lab has the all glass window, right? Because, you know, weird rooms. And I walked by with my spear, and I think it was Steve goes, "Did that girl just have a spear?" And Kay, who was in the class, raises her hand and goes, "That's my roommate!" And then proceeds to explain Swagger Games and why I'm carrying around a spear.
I mean, you are
she?
known as the girl with the spear around campus, apparently.
I am. I had.
It's a big spear.
It's a really big spear.
Bright red.
It's a giant bright red spear. So like valid, but also it's iconic and we slay. And every outfit can be accessorized even better with a weapon.
I literally had it was like yesterday or 2 days ago. I was in the stew, and one of the workers there saw me and says, "Hey, you have the spear again." I remembered it, and then someone complimented me because my outfit.
It's pretty easy to remember someone carrying around a spear. That's not exactly a common occurrence.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
also
maybe,
make
yeah.
yourself more memorable. Weapon, that weapon was not actually the first thing I meant to say. Ways to make yourself really memorable: brightly colored hair, cool accessory. Weapon counts as a cool accessory. You have both.
Thank you.
They're flirting again.
This is what happens.
We flirt so much in the
I just got
Capitol.
hit on the head.
Lydia is
with a sword.
bonking people with a sword.
I'm gonna fight you with that sword
that's
after
my
this.
job. I feel like it's worth mentioning that it was self-defense this time.
Bonking
It's
on
so
the head
what's
was
that?
self-defense.
I was
this
being
time.
bonked. Oh, Mimi wasn't doing anything, but
How is that
she just looked very like
Yeah,
hit with a sword.
kind of just sounds like Lydia being
Yeah.
a gremlin.
No, I can't say that.
Whoa. All right. Let's do a fun little lightning round game of what is your favorite rule and why? Does anyone have a favorite rule pulled up or in their brain already? Just speak.
Okay. I'll go first. My favorite rule was added in the third games, specifically after the stakeout, because Autumn got away and got out in a car, getaway car. Okay. So now the rule is that getaway cars, if you have been hit before getting in the car, counts as your body. So if you think you can drive away and I have a weapon that can hit your car, I will hit you. And it counts.
That actually might be mine too, if only because figuring out the logistics for a car being your body was really funny on the back ends.
That's a good one, but the one I was gonna say is at the finale, dying if you step outside the designated area.
That is
Rest
So
in
many
peace,
people
Mistress
died to
Resident
that.
before
So
he
many
became
people
Mistress
died to
Resident.
that.
I won the finale specifically because the two boys didn't realize that if you stepped out, that would happen.
It was
And
announced like
Kay-
50 times.
We kept screaming it at that point.
And like there was a whole thing where Kay intentionally stepped
out of
out,
bounds.
and they still didn't realize. And it was like, okay, whatever.
I'll say if I have
You're
one
dead.
regret as a game maker, it's that when there was ambiguity about whether someone had slightly stepped out, I ruled in favor of the tribute not being dead, and I wish I had been harsher because that would have been really funny.
Yes.
It is so funny just being like, okay, these people are canonically blown up to shred. Stepped an inch out of bounds.
You're dead.
I also like the thought, okay, if you have, and this would be so cruel, right? If we had like, and only if we had so many people in this finale, but if you had the person who's blown up have an effect towards the closest person to them, also gets blown up.
I think it would have to be area of effect, not just the closest person.
Yeah, it would have
Yeah,
to be
yeah. Area of effect. Like the person fighting that person either also takes damage or gets blown up too, depending on like.
Depending
Oh
on
my
how
gosh,
close
Can
they
you even
are.
imagine
We
the
should add
strategy
that. We should
implications
make-
of this for like teams? If one person is like, I'm going out, I can tell that I'm going out. I'm gonna take my opponent with me so that my district mate can win or something
Right?
like
There'd
that.
be even more
That is so-
suicides. Fake suicides.
Yeah,
Fake.
In
Okay.
lore.
Everyone who has been involved with these games are all still alive.
I think that my favorite rule personally, and this is a fun fact that I've repeated like 5 times in the couple episodes that this podcast has been running, but I do have to remind everyone that I had to specifically ban water-based weaponry because people wanted to pee on each other.
I have a feeling I'm
It
gonna
was
need
the
a
boys.
content
Yeah.
warning on this episode.
Yeah, I won't elaborate on that like I did last time, but that might be one of the funniest rules. I do think one of my favorite rules is probably that stairwells are not off limits along with dorm hallways at night. So you can just wait outside people's dorms in the stairwells to ambush them if they like try to leave to go do something.
Weren't
I
they
think that's
off
beautiful.
limits for at least some period of time due to dangers of fighting in a stairwell?
Specifically in Swallow, where if you fall down the stairwell, you're probably going to go into the hospital. I didn't, but well, the time I got pushed down the staircase actually had nothing to do with Swanger Games. But
Was that the war?
yeah, random Sammy dude pushed me down the Swallow stairs.
It was during the
I was-
Swallow Penthouse War.
I was so
not only
bruised
endorse
on one
Swanger
entire
Games
side of my
violence.
body that my parents showed up to homecoming weekend and were like, "Do we need to pull you out of this school?" And I was like, "No, no, no, no. I got revenge." Anyway,
Penthouse
Um,
remains unforgiven.
yes. Yeah, never forgive, never forget.
It's just the capital training for the Swanger Games, you know.
Yeah.
Gotta get ready.
But yeah, those Swallow stairs, they are pretty rough to you could genuinely get injured if you were fighting people on those stairs and someone fell.
I feel like the Bruce stairs aren't great either.
Bruce
Bruce
stairs
stairs,
are just
Bruce stairs compared to
wide.
Swallow are like a luxury apartment.
Yeah. I think a closer comparison would be almost the Garrick stairs.
Oh, those
I feel like
Closer
if-
comparison than the Bruce stairs.
Swallow's the only building that I'm willing to coddle you in with the staircases. Everywhere else, you know what you're getting into, you know? But
Yeah,
but
that is
I don't
true.
know. Others may do it differently because of respect for human life.
human
It depends on
life.
how funny it is.
Word of the day. Human life. That's today's word of the day is human life.
That's 2 words.
Human dash life.
One of
It's
Human
one
dash.
word, Josiah.
No.
no, not in these games.
All right. Any
Living
other
life to the full
Life
until
to
death.
the full of Nerf darts.
One of my other favorite rules is one that no one has really utilized, which is that if you want to use a weapon that isn't a foam sword or a Nerf gun, you can test it on me, and I'll tell you if you can use
That's
it or not.
my favorite.
Yeah, people have been cowards and have not tested weapons on me, and I'm like, this is a serious offer.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
can
it's
get
just a
other stuff
stair.
approved.
Yeah, people
I don't know why people aren't doing it.
Actually, I should throw plastic knives at you at some point just to
Yes.
confirm. I still think that was a legit weapon that couldn't super hurt people if they were thrown. Like, if you
Okay,
were, like,
My
The
trying
only
to use it
reason
as a
we banned
shiv,
that is
maybe.
because
When
it
you're
was too
throwing it,
effective
it's-
to just lightly throw a knife at someone. A plastic knife.
they hate me for being good at what I do.
There's one video from the first games that's just you dropping plastic cutlery on like passersby in the stew.
Okay, that was one, and it was on Lucas, and I should have dumped my whole stash and killed him right then. I could have.
Okay.
Wow.
I shot
If I
Josiah.
I
had
shot-
dropped all my knives on him, I could have killed him then, and it's my biggest regret from all of the
I get the
games.
gun now.
That's so bad. We need to stop giving weapons to the Capitol.
I think we
Too
need to
violent.
continue giving weapons to the Capitol.
I think people should be more afraid of the Capitol, considering their love for violence. Like the
Yeah.
tributes, fight for the Capitol. Okay, rebellion has only happened once. It's the Capitol you all should be afraid of. We are so murderous.
Yeah,
Well, Rebellion has only succeeded once.
That is true.
Okay, because someone gave the lake 1 million hit points.
Okay, it was a rebellion measure. Josiah, would you like to explain?
Me giving the like a million hit points was a way to say no because you wouldn't take no for an answer. If I could have just said no rebellion.
It's the world's loudest chair.
If I could have,
She's leaning back and it's
if I could have said no and you would have respected no, then I wouldn't have had to give the like a million hit points.
Josiah, we did respect no until you said there's no possible way you can do this.
That's not
spite
true.
me.
Well, and it's funny because everyone, as soon as he said, you can kill the lake, the lake has a certain number of hit points and you can kill it, everyone suddenly became way more invested in making it happen. And I
don't
want
think you
to
guys
said that I
realize
am
how
not.
against rebellion. Kay and I were. We were like, we do not want rebellion to happen again. We
But
just
then he
succeeded.
made it.
But also, it wasn't
possible.
a million. It was 216,000 hit
So
points.
you made it possible, like just barely technically possible if people were out there all day and all night. But originally, it was a way higher number that would not be physically possible to achieve. Like it just would not be possible. And who I sometimes have to put in my calculator to double check what 3 plus 2 is. You know what I mean? I was the one who had to be like, guys, I actually think it's not possible to hit the lake that many times.
It actually was, if I'm remembering
It was
right.
not. It would have taken you like 100 years. With
Wasn't
the
it
3
like
seconds.
you had to hit the lake 24/7 over the course of the
I
entire
think
game
that
with
was
every
what it
single
was.
tribute for it to actually count?
That's what you brought it down to.
Oh.
There was originally a ridiculously high number, and you brought it down to.
I brought it down because you were whining.
I was whining
That's
because
capital for you.
no, you know what happened when I created a rebellion mechanic that I realized was actually going to be utilized against me? I committed to the bit like a real woman.
I
and
didn't-
you were not being a real woman about
I
it.
lowered
Being
the
a coward,
amount
you're
you had
being
to
a
hit the
random
lake.
coward.
I lowered the amount you had to hit the lake.
Men are cowards.
I
You
just-
will not
If we
commit.
really wanted
I
to,
have
we
nothing
would
more
have
to say
committed.
about that because so sad.
Also, it
So
would have
sad.
been really funny because
I do respect not allowing
even
you
if
to
I
come in, though.
lowered the lake even more,
I'm committed.
every single attack on the lake had to be on video. So, according to the rules, every single attack on the lake would have to be on video.
I would do that if I was a tribute. I would do that just to make you watch.
So you would need
every single.
you, you, you would need to have other people bring you their phones to use for recording the lake because every single hit had to be on video on the lake.
My iCloud storage could count it.
I don't know. That's a lot of hits on the lake.
You'd also be sentencing yourself to count.
No. You'd be sentencing me to count. I do the video counting. Josiah does not.
I feel like at a certain point, you would just have to give up and make a ruling because you would not be able to legitimately keep 216,000 hits straight.
If somebody genuinely tried to submit that footage to me, if it was any longer than 5 minutes, I would have said, no, you failed. And that's what would have happened. I will give up.
It had to be like 1 minute
The
chunks.
lake
right?
attacked you back and it won.
Actually, when we were there that night hitting the lake when Josiah first degraded, I had to tell the others, stop hitting the lake, you're splashing me.
If the lake splashes and hits tributes, they take damage.
Okay,
Like
but
when
that's
they're
also-
attacking it.
Is that water-based weaponry?
Well,
No, it's not. It's the lake's body.
This
Body
just in.
slamming.
If you're the lake, you can attack people with your body.
No one else
A
can
body
use
of water?
Only the
No-
lake. You're not allowed
no
to like
bio
throw punches
warfare,
in this
no
game.
chemical warfare unless it's the lake.
The lake can do whatever it wants. It's the lake.
The lake does,
Come on.
does bio warfare and chemical warfare. No humans are allowed to do that though.
I still say we should rule that chemical warfare is allowed so that we can just like call on each other.
I'm not letting it be allowed because I don't want to deal with the whining, okay?
okay, what would chemical warfare even look
I
like?
feel like you
in
could
this
just take
context?
a really
Coughing
bad,
on each other.
cheap air freshener or something and throw it in someone's room or car or whatever.
This is why I'm not
Axe
letting this
bomb.
happen. I'm not letting people axe bomb each other for points. That's not happening.
Yeah, same. I don't want that to happen to
Axe
my room.
bomb for the
Bad.
capital's sake, then.
No.
The capital would end up getting axe bombed and it would kill me in real life.
It would. It would.
We're not
Yeah.
letting the Swezzident take real out of games damage for your guys' stupid chemical warfare jokes.
I
Oh,
feel
wow.
like the rules list would be a lot longer if I played more than one semester.
Yes.
Yeah.
It definitely would have.
I've literally written down specific weaknesses in the rules that can be mentioned to tributes in the future.
Oh, Lydia, I actually have a question. How many rules am I responsible for personally?
That is a good question. We were just talking before you got here about how most of the specific rules about weapons and specifically you needing to get approval for every single individual weapon very carefully was because of your cane. Yeah. That was it. Other than that, I'm trying to think.
Quick reminder,
That's
I
the
was
main
not
one.
anywhere close to the only person using a metal stick as my primary weapon in the
Yeah,
first
Keldon
game.
also had
There
to
was
be
me,
stopped.
there was Keldon, there was Raina, who had a metal stick with a piece of plastic on one end.
Yeah, so when we described
Wait,
like the
actual
first
sticker
games
broken
as the Wild West, it,
The people.
so everyone lived in the same building and knew each other reasonably well. Actually, that's a lie. I knew everyone pretty well. Not all of them knew each other that well, but I knew people pretty well. And when you live in the same building as everyone else, and you just have this collective rage to unleash, and it was different. Okay, you could never pull that if you were fighting someone like in Garrig and you were from Brew. Like it just wouldn't be the same. But when everyone was in the same building, it was able to be pretty lawless on a level that the moment we tried to recreate that in the second games, we realized that other people get their feelings hurt when you say, I want to harm you in real life. When you say things like, I will make your life a living hell, they take you seriously. And they don't like that very much when you say that. And they say things like, because of you, this person is no longer using GroupMe for the
Wait, what? Wait, actually?
What?
You're gonna have to explain this after the show. After the show.
Caleb was like, I'm not responding to you on GroupMe anymore.
So
much violence.
segue to the one of the last questions we have because we're running out of time. Why are you a part of the Capitol and not a tribute?
I can start us off. I'm part of the Capitol and not a tribute. Because I know any one of the tributes would beat me in a fight immediately. I'm not well coordinated enough, but I am coordinated enough to scrub through footage and correct people on rules, so I do that instead.
Spreadsheets.
Woo.
I am a part of the Capitol because I am retired and I get to stay on as a sponsor because everyone is very nice. If I still went here, I would absolutely play as a tribute again.
Plot twist, we were kidnapping you and now you're forced to be a tribute in the games.
I have a job, bro.
And?
Not anymore.
That sounds like a you problem.
We actually called your boss.
Yeah, you've got
news.
leave for the next 2 weeks.
It's okay. It's
Which,
okay.
which job
I'm
are
in
you
a
talking
union.
about? Because one of those jobs technically works out of Taylor.
Ooh.
So,
That's
you know.
your job. I don't get paid for that.
So glad I do.
I'm part of the Capitol because I was really heavily involved in theater and a bunch of other stuff that took all of my time. And so being a tribute would, like, completely probably destroy my life at that point. So I then created my own role and have been the only one to do this role at all ever in the history of the games.
And we love
Come to the
you.
Love you guys. And hey, maybe tomorrow you'll figure out who my successor is. Because there is a successor. You'll just have to figure out at the reaping.
Josiah? Or, my bad, Nick.
Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Not really. I don't have a t-shirt.
They're
But
on the website. You can
There
buy
is
them.
a t-shirt.
Oh.
no,
they're
I
just
know.
there.
I just have not done that. Yeah, I really should. But anyway, done that. Then, had a beautiful, torrid enemies to lovers romance. A beautiful enemies to lovers romance. Got married, staged a coup, had a son who is a tiger.
He's a white tiger.
Didn't you say he'll like turn into a person when he's 10 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's
That's
a were-tiger.
like what happens when you're like part mutt, probably. You see,
Yeah.
in the lore, I did, after I died as a tribute, they like used pieces of me to make one of the mutts that
Yep.
was like a tiger.
So much drama in the Capitol.
Yup.
All the dramas in the Capitol. The tributes just fight each other. We make convoluted schemes.
Yup. So in lore, I am canonically like part tiger.
You're a were-tiger.
Like, I'm
you can turn
a
into a
genetically
tiger.
modified tiger person thing, something.
Yes.
Beautiful.
That's what the mutts are in Swanger Games. I mean, not Swanger. In the actual Hunger Games, is they're like, like some of them have like the actual eyes of tributes, right? So like, it makes sense.
I do think this should mean that if I like open hand slap someone, that does way more in-game damage than
I'd
like
watch that.
an unarmed thing should because of claws.
It absolutely does. We're just never gonna let you because non-weapon combat. I'm not gonna start allowing that. People will get in
Okay,
fist fights.
No, but I won't like actually slap someone. It'll be like this.
I don't
Hear me
believe
out.
you.
Hear me out. Wait.
Okay.
You guys know those foam cheering?
Yes.
The foam hands for
I-
like sports events.
I also
Yeah.
genuinely, I
I
think
need
pillow
one of
fights
those.
should be allowed.
I agree. No one said no to them yet. Has anyone said no to a pillow
We've
fight?
never banned pillows, and that would totally be allowed. I don't know why people aren't fighting each other with pillows. That's actually a great point.
Maybe that's how we should just do the game.
I'm gonna come back and do it. Can I be a mutt?
Mutts again,
And I'll hit people with pillow.
Mutts are a need-based item.
Mutts are a need-based item.
Josiah, you next, and then I'll wrap it up.
I'm a part of the Capitol because I don't want to have to be paranoid for 2 weeks walking out of my class to get attacked by crazy people with swords. And you cannot argue with any part of that sentence because it's all true.
That's such a flattering description of us, Josiah.
Love
All right.
Saying if you're not paranoid, regardless, you're just not being creative enough.
You should be paranoid.
I
You should be
agree.
scared for your
I'm
life if you're
paranoid.
in these games.
I get enough
It makes
paranoia from the snipes. I don't need swords added to it.
Our snipe game, fire.
We are so good at it too.
Oh yeah, that
I've
does mean I
seen-
need to look through those again.
I've seen what happened to the last head game maker, that being Lydia, and so I'm afraid.
And it would be really funny if it happened to you too.
We love you too much, Heidi.
happened?
You're Heidi the Just, okay?
Wow.
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 I have no
No,
idea
they
why
should
call me that.
overthrow you and throw you in the games.
They call you that because they were trying to, I don't know, something about me.
We're
Yeah,
just
I don't-
being biased.
Heidi the Just about to get thrown into the games.
Can always be added.
I don't know why they call me the Just, because I'm really not.
I don't know, man.
It was just for propaganda's sake.
It was exactly. It's not true.
All right, Ella, take her home. Why are you a part of the Capitol?
So as your newest game maker, I'm here to bring chaos to all you poor little sucker tributes.
She is also our last victor.
Because I am your last victor, and I want violence, okay? My goal last game was to take out... Don't you dare quote me. Was to take out as many possible people I could and rid the capital of all its evil. Well, now I am the evil, okay? You have to reckon with me. You want to come
Someone
for the
put that on a
Switzerland?
poster.
You
Now
gotta
I am
come
the
for me. I would make great propaganda. Thank you. So yeah, it just makes lore sense in a less crazy phantom way. It makes lore sense. I wanted to be a game maker because that's just the next logical choice, and I feel like I can still get away with hitting people with my spear even if I'm not a tribute.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they'll fight me on it because who does?
You have a
Who would?
spear, and pretty much almost no one else has.
You can literally order their execution.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
come at me, and boom, the bombs just drop.
We'll execute you in our lobby like we did Lydia last time she visited
Oh my gosh,
campus
that was
on a
awesome.
whim, in which we sent out a message, and within 10 minutes, 5 different people
Weren't you ready for
showed
I
up.
battle?
literally, I
already?
got back in the room after taking a phone call, and they just go, "Hey, by the way, your execution is in 5 minutes."
The new regime is spontaneous and efficient.
Oh yeah.
And we.
Oh, I was gonna say, I actually, before I showed up to campus, I made Ella promise that I wouldn't be executed.
That is
We are
true.
not men of our word.
Ella might have promised, but nobody
I did
else
promise
promised.
that I did not inform anyone else.
I didn't promise.
We also legitimately have not discussed what Ella will be doing as game maker.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you these things aren't gonna happen because we haven't discussed what her powers are yet. I don't know.
Which we
All
should
of
do.
them.
All right.
All I really care about being able to do is one, carry around my spear all day because that was the true joy of being a
You
tribute.
can carry around your spear all day no matter what.
Yeah,
She
that's what
does.
I'm gonna do.
She does it anyway.
Like, you can
Yes,
just
does.
carry around it every day of the school year.
For the graphic novel inspired by our love story, I have been carrying it around because I need it as a reference for Phantom. So yeah, I want to be able to do that. I want to enforce the egg challenge, so everyone has to carry around an egg.
That's
Okay,
already
so
happening.
I'm curious. How well do eggs keep? Because it could be fun to have them take the egg, carry it around, and then have to cook it.
It'll be a day. I'm
No.
not making people cook eggs that they've carried around.
No,
Wait,
no,
wait,
no.
hear me
I
out.
think you
Two
should get extra
versions.
points if once the challenge is over, if you get another tribute with your egg, I think you should.
No, that counts as bioweaponry.
That would
Does
be
it?
bioweaponry,
Egging
probably.
each other.
All right.
We're not egging each other. No.
Hear me out,
I
guys.
would
Hear
I
me
use
out.
it
you
in
without
the
a second
corner.
thought.
Two versions of the challenge, guys. Hear me out. Two versions. One is a day. One is the entirety of the games, and whoever has their egg for the
It
longest
smells
wins.
so bad.
Right.
People stop attacking each other and just start attacking each other's eggs.
It's gonna like crack in someone's backpack, and it's gonna be really bad.
Oh no.
That's a person's choice.
Alrighty, we're gonna finish this discussion off air. We have run a little bit long, but it's okay because we started a little bit late. Thank
Technical
you.
difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties. You know how it is. Thank you for joining us. Do you guys want to say bye? And if you have any last words, say your last word.
I've had to say my last words too many times, so I'm just gonna say bye.
Bye bye. Come to the reaping. Join our silly little games and get attacked by your friends.
Woo!
And Seepable crowned.
The
Oh.
new regime is coming.
If there's an issue with the website, please tell me.
Oh my gosh! Please tell him.
Please tell him.
I think
Yes, there might be an actual crown for the victor this time. TBD. You will get crowned.
If you win.
Yeah, if you win,
If you
you will
win.
get crowned. No promises on being able to keep said crown. So join the games. Thank you for listening today.
I'm willing to give up $9 of an Amazon crown for the victor. Okay, the victor can have their crown.
Beautiful. This was What's Up on What's Up with Swanger Games.
Wow.
Join the cause. Join the reaping tomorrow. Join us next week for more hilarious discussions. And may the swallows be ever in your favor.